Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us here on KREM 2 News at 5. I'm Whitney Ward. Mark is off tonight. It has now been more than a week since a war between Israel and Hamas broke out following a surprise attack from Hamas that killed hundreds of people. Since then, the death toll across the board has risen to more than 3,000. Just hours ago, President Joe Biden attended a briefing with the National Security Team. The president was updated on the latest details of this unfolding conflict, including an imminent ground strike in Gaza by Israeli forces, all while hundreds of thousands of people have now crowded the border crossing from Gaza into Egypt, hoping to flee the escalating violence.
I don't think this makes any sense. I mean, we are only citizens, we are not fighting, we are not doing anything, we are just living here.
Now, according to the latest numbers from the State Department, at least 30 Americans have died. 13 of them are still considered missing. And the center of conflict may be more than 6,000 miles away, but happening right now in downtown Spokane, community members have gathered to show their support for Palestinians. KREM 2's Janelle Finch is reporting live tonight from their protest. Janelle, what can you tell us?
Whitney, like you said, this right here is a Free Palestine demonstration right outside of Spokane's City Hall. So you can take a look behind me. People are gathered here with signs supporting Palestine, supporting peace, and advocating against the war in the Middle East. One of the rally organizers tells me he hopes the rally will show Spokane leaders local Palestinian people need their support, and they too have connections to the lives lost overseas. Organizers say the demonstration is a response to a recent resolution unanimously supported by the Spokane City Council last week. That resolution condemned the violent act of war against Israel and reaffirmed the state's right to exist and defend itself. Zach McGuckin is one of the rally's organizers. I spoke to him earlier this afternoon, and he told me the resolution doesn't acknowledge the decades-long conflict in the Middle East. He says the demonstration is a call to council to retract its resolution.
We had a rally of 100 people or so in Walla Walla of all places. And we've just saw thousands of people mobilize in Seattle. So the American people don't want our government supporting genocide. We want our government to be supporting justice. We want a free Palestine.
I was watching it, there were certain videos that
Councilman Jonathan Bingle sponsored last week's resolution. Today I asked him about opposition to the resolution, and he says the statement is good and fair. He says he didn't speak to Palestinian people in Spokane at the time he wrote it, but is open to hearing from them. He says he does not plan to retract the statement. This demonstration comes on the heels of Israel saying that an invasion of Gaza is coming. We are expecting to hear chants. We are expecting to hear people on the mic. You can already hear that right now during this demonstration, like said, less than an hour before City Council is set to meet. Live from City Hall, Janelle Finch, KREM 2 News.
All right, Janelle, thank you very much. And less than 24 hours ago, a different group took to the streets of Spokane to stand in solidarity with Israel. People prayed together and called for peace in the Middle East. A rabbi spoke to the images of death and destruction, saying he knows there are people right here in Spokane's Jewish community likely hurting and in pain.
Every single generation, there are those who seek to annihilate us, to kill us. And there were two things that kept us. One is Jewish unity. And this evening, it's our brothers and sisters, fellow Americans, who are standing here together with us. And the second thing that always stood with us is our faith in God.
The rabbi says people can support Israel by donating to families being affected and broken up by the war. And for more on this ongoing conflict between Israel and Hamas, including an in-depth look at the extensive history between them, just head to KREM 2+. You can download the app right now on Amazon Fire, Roku, and Apple TV. Now switching gears, talking weather, we have traded our sunny weekend in for 24 hours of rain. In fact, it may have already started. Let's get straight to our chief meteorologist, Jeremy Legoo.
It does end at some point. I'm like,
I would hope so.
This good? I'm like, and then I started saying that, and I was like, that just sounds dumb. So,
Well, how long will it last, I guess?
Oh yeah, like another hour or so, and then we're on the backside, and then a couple of scattered showers overnight. Not all that bad. 57, and the rain already starting to break up. It's not completely done yet, and I still think we get a little more as our little boundary moves through. But notice we're quickly eroding the backside, caught a little bit of a break. The problem with that reading here in the system typically comes in at 53 after the hour, and looks like we caught a slight break in the rain. And so as it persists here for a little longer, we'll eventually get rid of it. By I think around 6, it starts to move into North Idaho, and a few scattered showers thereafter. And by the time we move into the night, it's a couple of stray showers. Those move out. It's slightly breezy overnight, and then tomorrow's dry for most of us. We'll see a couple of stray showers in northeast Washington and the far reaches of North Idaho, but for the most part, we wind up much sunnier and much drier. Also a bit warmer once we get rid of that moisture, but it eventually moves out, and it's a mix of clouds and sun the rest of the week, but more sun than clouds. Tomorrow, 61, Wednesday, 67, Thursday, back in the 70s. Remember when I said, oh, it's going to be difficult for us to do it? It is, but we are going to do it Thursday and Friday.
All right, I love the sound of that, Jeremy. Thank you. New tonight, a judge has ordered that the body of J.J. Valow be released to his next of kin. He is the son of Lori Valow. She was sentenced back in July to life in prison for his murder, along with the murder of her daughter, Tylee Ryan, and her current husband's late wife, Tammy Daybell. Chad Daybell is Lori's husband. He is also charged in those 3 murders. His trial is currently set for next April. But again, J.J.'s body will be released to his extended relatives. The man who shot 3 people outside of Lucky's Bar in downtown Spokane last year has now pleaded guilty. Jonathan Love was arrested for that drive-by shooting last April. 2 victims were shot in the head. The 3rd victim was shot in the leg. Love ended up pleading guilty to 2 counts of first-degree assault and 1 count of second-degree assault. He is expected in court for sentencing on November 3rd. Spokane police are warning you not to fall for a new scam that is making its way through the area. According to police, a man has been calling people pretending to be local law enforcement, telling them they failed to show up for jury duty, and then saying the only way to resolve the issue is to pay a fine of more than $1,000. Spokane County Superior Court is wanting people to know they will never call for something like that, and they will certainly never threaten to arrest you for missing jury duty. So if you get a call like that, just hang up. You can also call Crime Check to report it. That number is at the bottom of your screen right now. In less than an hour, Spokane City Council is expected to introduce a new resolution reaffirming Spokane's commitment to inclusion and belonging. That resolution is championed by Council members Zach Sapone and Ryan Ulrich. If passed, the resolution will call on Council to investigate all credible reports of hate crime incidents and threats against minority groups. It would also add an agenda to change a city code on governing hate crimes to clarify the law also applies to public property and places. And also tonight, the Kootenai County Board of Commissioners is holding a public hearing to discuss 3 key projects. Those projects on the agenda are the Justice Center, the completion of jail pods, and the Sheriff's Office expansion to Hayden. The public will learn more about how much those projects will cost and where the money is coming from. The board hopes to avoid delaying the Justice Center project. The meeting starts at 6.